Well,
Yeah.
what are the expectations this year?
Well, you can never base anything off of last year, so new team, new people, and just try to do the best you can and end up the same places we did last year.
I mean, can you carry momentum, though, over from a
I mean, you always have the mindset and you always have the motivation, but you can never tell until season starts.
all right, winning it is tough. Winning it again, even tougher. I mean, how much of a maybe target on the back do you guys
I
see?
mean, definitely have a target, but it's nothing that we can't handle.
All right. What are the strengths of this team?
Strengths, definitely our speed and definitely our aggressiveness, but again, you never really know until season starts.
Can you put up the points like you guys did last year?
Yeah,
Is that something?
I think we definitely can. Definitely have the power to do so.
You guys lost the quarterback, though, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you, as a wide receiver, how do you build the chemistry with a new guy?
It's honestly not that hard, you know. Even as a backup, you still do reps with them during practice, even last season. So since freshman year, you've been there together, and hopefully it'll translate to the field.
You say you can't know anything until you take the field, but you guys have a little bit of inside knowledge here on practice.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys still have that confidence about you, right?
I mean, yeah, we still have the confidence, but at the same time, you have to be humble and not just overly say that we're better in this and we're better in that.
All right. What would define success for you guys this year?
Success would definitely be a winning season and trying our best to leave it all on the field and seeing if we can end up where we did last year.
You guys seem pretty humble right now. I mean, is that a mentality that filters down from the top?
I mean, it's always been about being humble and never being too cocky or just saying what needs to be said and just see where it takes us.
All right, this SAC, obviously winning the state title would be good, but playing in the SAC could set you up with the competition. What's it like playing in this conference?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a hard conference. You know, having kids or D1 recruits and Jalen Smith playing in the NFL, I mean, it's definitely really hard, but it's fun.
Do you look forward to doing that? Because, I mean, the defenses in this conference are something fierce as well. Do you, as an offensive guy?
I mean, it's definitely kind of scary, but, you know, once you have that matchup with someone who's good, it's just seeing who can do better and who can create the better play.
So, obviously, there's competition, but is there friendly competition? Because you guys are all from Fort Wayne.
Oh, yeah. We've all, played for CYO and Public School League. We've known each other for forever, so mixed with the competitive and then the friendly competition, it makes for something really fun.
What are the expectations for you guys this year?
Obviously, we won state last year, so we have to live up to that. But then again, we have to play to our best abilities as well. So, you know, just do the best that we can do right now.
Do you feel there's a little bit of a target on your back, and how do you like that?
Not really. I feel like even though that we won state, we're still overlooked a little bit because we're Concordia. So I don't think teams are looking at us, but if it is a target on our back, that's a good thing.
State champions and underdogs, is that a thing?
Not really heard of, but right now as Concordia it is.
All right, you guys put up some points last year. How do you continue that? And obviously with losing a quarterback, how do you continue to do that?
We just have to play to our best abilities, play as the Concordia team that we are. So if we can do that, we can put up the points that we need to win.
Do you say we got to run the ball a little bit more as losing your quarterback, being like now you get to take more on of a role?
Kinda, because I'm a new running back. We have a new quarterback, so I feel like it's going to be balanced out a little bit.
Okay.
So.
What would define success for you guys this year?
Having a winning record and getting as far as we can right now because, you know, it's hard to go back-to-back.
Is that something that you guys, I mean, motivation back-to-back, is that something that we talk about during the offseason or no?
No, we just really talk about, playing to our best abilities right now because, you know, we lost a lot. It's a clean slate. We're not the same team as we were last year, so.
Okay. What are the expectations for this team this year?
I think the expectations are probably cautiously high. Obviously, we had a good year last year, and a lot of those kids come back. Now, we are missing some of the key senior players from last year. But at those positions, we think we've got guys that can fill in admirably. So we're confident. We've had a good summer. I think we've got guys that like each other, so that's important for team cohesion. We're realistic in understanding that we play a very difficult schedule. I mean, there are teams on our schedule that almost every year we will not be favored to defeat, and so we understand that, but we're confident and hoping to have a good year and give the folks at Concordia something to be excited about.
cautiously high. It's not something you'll hear very often. Winning it last year obviously is tough, but winning it back-to-back is equally or so difficult. Do you guys see yourself as a team that has a target on their back?
Probably, and that makes sense to me. And that's a good thing. I'm happy about that because for so many years, Concordia would be looked at as an afterthought in virtually everything. And maybe we still are a little bit in the conference, and that's understandable. We're the second smallest school, and again, playing in probably the second toughest conference in the state of Indiana. But in terms of 3A, I would think, yeah, definitely there's a target on our back, and I've got no problem with that. I'd be happy if there was a target on our back every year. That means that we've accomplished things, and teams look to us as something maybe they'd like to be. So good for us, I say. Bring it on.
Your attendance is small, but the SAC is obviously difficult. How much does it help playing Big Snyders, the big schools?
Yeah, it's a great question. I get asked that a lot. Very early in my coaching career, I would have thought there's no question it helps. Having said that, what happens, you have to make it through healthy. If you make it through healthy without injuries, then absolutely it helps. But we're playing teams with incrementally greater depth than us. They can defeat us with waves of players, and sometimes injuries happen as a result of that. And if that happens, it doesn't help you. Okay. So I would say for the most part, yes, it helps you because you're never going to play teams in the playoffs generally as good as some of the teams you're going to play in the conference. So yeah, it probably all in all helps. But if you get beat up along the way, then you can't really say it helps.
Yeah. Offensive chemistry, obviously you lost a quarterback. How much do you try to build that this offseason, and how important is it to getting off to a good start?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things you work on in the summer, and I think that's been going pretty well. Okay. We have two guys vying for the spot. That competition continues. We'll probably name one at some point in August. We won't have a dual system there. And then that guy, whoever he is, he's got to be the leader of the team just by default. That's kind of how it works. So we'll see how it goes. The bar is extremely high there. Peter last year had a year that was just out of this world. So we don't necessarily expect that out of our quarterbacks. But we think we've got some guys who can play the position well, so we're excited about it.